Hi Virgo, welcome to your June 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the month ahead has in store for you. What does June have in store for you, Virgo? For your actions and interactions with the world at large this month, you get the Strength card, right? So this is all about you being in your own personal power, but it also sees you over the course of this month as well, asking yourself some of the big questions, right? What am I ready to go after now? What is it that I'm ready to really start moving on or moving towards? And it does in a lot of ways look like you're no longer holding yourself back, right? So not that you usually do, but this could be a month where you're really saying to yourself, you know what, it's time for me to get a bit more forceful. It's time for me to go after the hopes, the goals, the dreams. Your Strength card is about what what is at the heart of you, what is at the depths of you. And very often your Strength card sees you, because the figure on she's closing the mouth of the lion, right? And I always see that as she's taming that wildest of creatures, her own emotions. She's taming her own heart. And when you can channel your heart space energy into something that you truly want or something that you truly want to create, that's when you see really big change. That's when you start to move out of the realm of possibility and into the realm of probability, because you are in control of your own energies. You're in control of your own passions. It's really, this could be a great month for you to think about getting ahead in some way, shape or form. It does look like you're stepping forward, like you're taking a big step forward. And, sometimes, when you're taking a big step forward, it's kind of like, oof, you start to get a bit nervous and all the rest of it. Your stage fright, nerves, all of that sort of stuff, it will either make you or break you. It will either make you an amazing performer in the heat of the moment, or it will have you running off stage, whatever your stage might be, it will have you running off stage and hyperventilating around the corner, as the case may be. This is a month for you to really start to work with that, right? So it's not even so much, I don't actually feel like this is a month where you're figuring out what's in your heart of hearts. It's more a case of you going after what is in your heart of hearts. This is like you saying, you know what, I think I'm ready now. All right, for your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. So this is a great card for money and materials, because it's not just about your, the memories of the past and all the rest of it. It's actually about things that you are wanting to see through to completion, things that you are ready to start building or creating. Here, right next to that Strength card, this gives you a real big boost of energy to say to yourself, I intend to, and I'm going to improve my financial situation. I'm going to change. Like, this could be as well for some of you, this could be about your physical image. Now, remember, Venus is currently retrograde, so not really the best time, right? It's really not the best time for any big image changes, but it does look like there's some sort of physical change that you're hoping to make to yourself. Maybe this is beautifying yourself. Maybe it's taking your your outlook in a completely different way. This could literally just be to do with the clothes that you wear. And the reason I say that, because the phrase that just came to mind is like, if you want people to treat you like a manager, you need to dress like one. And that's not saying that it's only your clothes that make you a manager, but you kind of get my point. If you turn up in full leather get up and all the rest of it, someone's going to be a bit like, okay, and you're applying for the office job, yeah, okay, not necessarily the conventional choice. Times are changing, but you know what I mean, right? So this month you could really be paying attention to that, how you show up, how it is that you present yourself for the opportunities that you are hoping to gain or you're hoping to create. So remember that Six, right? Six has a harmonious energy. It has It's the energy of the blending of the masculine and feminine to give you creation, but it's also the number of responsibility. So this is about you asking yourself, where is it that you need to be more responsible for your finances? Where is it that you are now ready to start creating the life that you want? And what kind of energy is it going to take for you to put into that? This could be a month where you're really paying attention to those things and actually putting your best foot forward in some respect. Now, when it comes to your money and materials, some, going into the other meaning of the Six of Cups, this could literally be some old project, right? Some old project from your personal past, some old work project or financial, something that showed financial promise at one stage or another in your life. This could now be that you're bringing it out of obscurity, or bringing it back out of the past, and you're dusting it off to give it a refresh so that you can then start to move towards it again. It looks like a month of this for everybody in some way, shape or form. I feel like June is going to be a month of maybe not necessarily second chances, but actually second chances, having another shot at the apple, as they say, getting another chance to redo something. There's a lot of retrograde energy around at the moment. So if you're finding this month that old offers, opportunities, old ideas are all coming back around, pay attention to them, pay credence to them, because especially with the Six of Cups, this could be something that really makes you very happy. It can be something that really makes you almost feel kind of like nostalgic. You could be feeling that energy this month. And then finally, for your home and environment, these cards together are beautiful because there's a very harmonious energy that surrounds your home. You could be feeling this month, especially as we get to like the end of sort of lockdown season. I think a lot of people are kind of like, I love my home, but I just need to get out. You could be finding that the opposite is true for you this month, Virgo. You could be finding that actually, while everyone else is like, oh, get me out of this place, you yourself are kind of like, no, you know what, I now appreciate it even more. For your communications and conversations, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So when it comes to your communications and conversations, it looks like you are working very hard this month. It looks like there's a lot of communication going on. It looks like there's a lot of collaborations going on. Now, one thing that you probably need to look at this month as well is if there are any collaborations on the table, just ask yourself how much work you're putting in. Because the thing is with the Nine of Pentacles, it's a beautiful card. It brings an amazing energy, but sometimes it sees us working really hard. So if there is especially if there's something new that's being put on the table, or there's something that is only just sort of starting to ramp up, if this is the case, my advice to you would be just check that you're not expected to do more than do you know what I mean? Like more than you actually can, or more than you're prepared to. So, if there are any new connections coming in, if there is something that is that you're putting almost like the finishing touches on to start launching now, or to start offering now, it would be an idea for you to think long and hard about what the other party actually expects from you, because they might be asking for more than you can give. The other thing is as well, communication looks good this month because the quality of the communication is great. It looks like you will actually be socializing with people, not necessarily just sort of over the airways. I'm actually seeing real sort of in-person connections here. With the Six of Cups there as well, this could be you connecting with siblings. It could be you connecting with people that you've missed, people that you haven't seen for a while. Definitely a possibility. So for your heart and half, you have the Ten of Wands, right? So sorry about that. So for those of you that are single, this kind of looks like you're toying around with the idea of your environment. It's kind of like I actually feel like there might be somebody in your midst. Maybe like somebody that's just, but could possibly be somebody that's moved to the area recently. Maybe this is somebody that you see around your local area that you haven't seen before. It happens all the time. We tend to think, I think that's one of the problems of being human, right? We kind of think like, oh, well, I know everybody where I live. And then you see somebody new and you're like, I've actually never seen that person before in my life. You find out they've actually been living there longer than you have. This month, you could bump into somebody like that. It does look like there's a possibility for it. For those of you that are partnered, again, there's just this real sort of pervading energy where the energy in the home it's almost like the home is able to breathe and you guys are able to breathe easier in it. You know, there's like a lessening of that sort of, you know, at the moment, I think, you know, towards the end of May coming into June, there was definitely this energy that no matter how much everybody loved their home, it kind of felt more like a prison than a sanctuary. That goes away for you this month, Virgo, and you start to move into this kind of energy of, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it, you know, aren't we lucky to live here in this place? There's just this really nice energy about it. So let's have a look-see at your weeks of the month. And this month you get, for the first week, you have the Star card, right? Look at this. And this is interesting because your Strength card is actually representative of Leo. Your Star card is representative of Aquarius. So you've got this kind of dynamic sort of balanced type energy taking place here, right? Because it's fire and air. Now, your first week of the month, this could see you really thinking about what your big projects are. What are your longer term goals? This could, you know, the Strength card gives you all the strength and the gusto and the, you know, quite frankly, the bravery and the balls to go for it. Whereas the Star card is basically saying, right, so what does this look like for you in the future and how does it shape up? What kind of people are you going to need? This could be where an opportunity of some sort to collaborate with people really does show up. Now, even with the current retrograde energy, like I said to you, just, you know, because of what we saw here as well about the burden, just be sure it is definitely something that you want to do, but it does look like a big goal or a big dream of yours. You know, you kind of get another shot at it. You kind of get another go around where you can kind of say, yeah, you know what, I was going to do that once and now looks like the perfect timing for it. This is going to be, this first week could really reveal to you or highlight to you the type of people that you're now going to be working with, the type of groups that you're going to now sort of be connected with from here on in. For your wow, look at that. You got the Strength card. So there is definitely, and the reason I say this as well, let me pull this one back down. The reason I say this is, if you see there on the Strength card, she's got the Mobius veil above her head. The Mobius veil represents karma. It represents the cycles of life. The Strength card is number 8, so it is that very karmic sort of number, that very karmic cycle or symbol. You've got the Strength card here in the second week, right underneath your 6 of Cups. So this really is, for me, it's about you going after your big goals, your big dreams. This could be, even if it's just a small sort of what seems like an insignificant step, it looks like you're making some big headway with it. This second week of the month as well, it looks like you've got a lot of strength, a lot of vitality. You could find this week, as you know, for these first 2 weeks actually, you could find that you're feeling really powerful, really dynamic, and you know, really you've just got the guts and the gusto to really go after everything that you want. I kind of feel like you're kind of like entering beast mode over these first 2 weeks of the month, where you're kind of like, you know what, I'm coming for all the things they said I couldn't have. I love that energy, because for me, that's the underdog energy. You know, somebody that's kind of got to that point where they're in a corner and they say, wow, you know what, it's sink or swim, it's fight or flight, you know, it's either now or never. And I kind of feel like, while that might not necessarily be the case for you, it is definitely the energy that you're tapping into, and that's never a bad thing. For your third week of the month, wow, you have the Magician card. So this month, you're looking out for either a really powerful person or somebody that is in a true position of authority. This could be somebody that is, you know, the Magician card with the 9 of Pentacles. This is somebody that is very refined, somebody that's very smart, possibly somebody that's very beautiful as well, somebody really magnetic, somebody whose words are literal spells, like you could just listen to them for hours on end. This could be somebody that's very learned, somebody that's really smart, really intelligent, somebody that is, you know, what I like to call a mover and a shaker, somebody that really has the ability to help you step forward. This person is likely to show up for you in the third week of the month, right? But remember, because this comes underneath, this is all about your communications. This card is ruled by Mercury. speaking, writing, communicating, public speaking. There could be an offer or an opportunity that comes up for that. Maybe an old offer that had come up for you is now back on the table. Remember what I said though, because your Nine of Pentacles sees you working very, very hard. So just be sure to get a good understanding, because, you know, as amazing as this person can be, it looks like they could be a little bit of a ball buster as well. So it's just important for you to really get a very clear, defined understanding of what it is that they want from you or need from you, so that they're not disappointed and you know, you're not disappointed either. It's just but brilliant. Whoever it is, this person's really good for you because they're offering you some sort of assistance. And look, your Magician's wand is pointing up here. I'm kind of wondering if this person may very well be a Leo. It's definitely possible because you've got a double hit of the Strength card. But equally, the Nine of Pentacles is a very Virgo-ruled card. So this could be another one of you, or maybe in some way, shape or form you are elevating or your status is changing. That's really, really exciting energy. For your 4th week of the month, you have the Hierophant card. Something happening to do with your home here. Now, usually your Hierophant with the ten of Wands, that's underpinning in a house. So you know, not that you'll have any issues, but it's worth checking the foundations of the property. If you're scoping out a property to buy, just check whether it's been underpinned, because these two cards together can very often talk about that. On a personal level, for those of you that are single, I mean, look at this, and you've got the Hierophant card right next to the Magician card. It's interesting. All of these older people out here that are single, it looks like they're snapping everybody up at the moment, because this message has come through for a lot of people. It looks like people that are older or more mature, people that are more settled, are now actually starting to move into that place where they're ready to settle down. And it looks like these are the people that are coming through for a lot of the signs, which is really interesting. Your Hierophant card next to the Magician card, whoever this person is, that is power. Right, this is somebody that is in a very strong position. This would be somebody that's like a head of a company, maybe somebody that's a head of a network. It could be, because it falls with the Magician card, this could be somebody that's very spiritual. You could be finding this, for those of you that are single and meeting somebody, this is just a really powerful, very authoritative sort of person. It could also be somebody that works in government, or maybe somebody that is considered possibly even a little bit of a local celebrity. For those of you that are partnered, it looks like your partner is about to come up the ranks in some way, shape or form. And I kind of feel like whatever this is, it looks like they've been chasing it for a while, and it might have been elusive for them up until this moment, and then all of a sudden the handbrake comes off and they just shoot forward. Exciting times. For your key to the month, what do you need to know? This month you get the Justice card, right? So if this is a month where you need to say to yourself, if you're going to do it, you've got to do it. You've got to be all in, or it's kind of like all or nothing. There's no in between. You're going to have to just jump in with both feet, right? Because your Justice card is about commitments. And this is basically saying to you this month, if you want the big rewards, if you want the big results, you are going to have to jump in. You're going to have to be brave, and you're just going to have to say, you know what, I'm going for it. Whatever the stars, whatever the astrology, whatever the tarot, if the opportunity presents itself and it feels right to you, or even if it feels a bit shaky and you're like, oh, it's just too good an opportunity to pass up, just go for it. You might find that it works out in your best vibrational good anyway. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.